we were in this very room and we were talking about an affiliation. And now we have one. And and I was asked to describe the affiliation. Well, I came up with one word: success. Now, why do I say that? Two things. First, with this partnership between the Trust and Tri-Health, we are now assured that we can provide first-class treatment for folks in this hospital for many, many years to come. I was asked to say 50 years, but I actually think it could be longer than that. We see this as a very long-term partnership, and it's going to work well. One of the big reasons, as you know, that we started the process was that we were looking at some problems that we simply could not fund. One of the big ones was IT, information technology. And part of the $17 million, over $17 million that was pledged by Tri-Health went to the information technology program that was installed July 1. Now, with all systems, you know there's problems, but it's in, and it's working very well, and the staff are very pleased with it. And I'm happy to say that it's in, and they had said, well, we'll pledge up to 9.5. We said, well, what if it goes over 9.5? They said, well, whatever it takes, we'll do it. And they did, and it went well over 9.5, and they simply did what had to be done. They brought a lot of people on board, and it was just a real success. One of the other challenges we faced prior to the affiliation was this needed upgrade that we're going to talk about more, and John has already introduced it. And so when they came on board, they said, okay, now you've got a priority here with this emergency room development and the surgical suites. We'll throw $2.5 million into that. And so that came day one. They also provided $1 million for operating capital. And so it's been just a relief to be able to know that we have a few resources. Now, we're going to have to borrow some money to help with this campaign, but we can't do it all with borrowed funds. And so that's the reason we wanted to tell you about this tonight, because with that affiliation, we also agreed to come up with $1.5 million from the Trust. And so this campaign, and you're going to hear a little more about this in just a minute. So one of the most important things, though, I think, is the local, I won't say control, but local input. And the other thing is that, as John said, I am the chairman of the board for the hospital board of directors. There are 6 members from Tri-Health that sit on that board, 4 from the board of trust. And so it's 2 separate boards, but keep in mind that the trust is totally independent. Any monies that are given are going to stay right here in Oxford, right here with that trust. There is no other way of doing it. And so that was some of the major items that we wanted to get out of this affiliation. And I am pleased to say that the promises that were made during the process, they have kept them, and I really appreciate it. Now, you have the opportunity to hear from one of them themselves, Mark Clement. Where are you? Mark's still in there. There he is. Come on up. This is the new president of Tri-Health. Mark came from New York, and he came on board in May. So he came after the affiliation was in place, and he has spent a lot of time here in Oxford, and he'll tell you a little bit about his Oxford roots, I think. So, Mark, I'll turn it over to
you. Richard, thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. It is really, really nice to be here with you this evening. Let me just say that John Prout, the CEO of Tri-Health, would love to be with us this evening. He's under the weather a bit and asked me to pinch hit for him. So I'm thrilled to be here. Some of you may know, as actually all of you now know, because Richard just shared with you, I am new to Tri-Health, just joining the organization in May. But I'm not really new to Cincinnati, and I'm not really without a real personal tie and connection to Tri-Health and to Oxford and to McCullough-Hyde Hospital. I was actually born in one of the Tri-Health hospitals a million years ago. My dad did his residency training at one of the Tri-Health hospitals, practiced for many years at a Tri-Health hospital. And my brother, also a physician, continues to practice at a Tri-Health hospital. My daughter went to Miami University here in Oxford, graduating just a few short years ago. And I will tell you, my first encounter with McCullough-Hyde was probably I think the second or third year after she had started, and we got a phone call, my wife and I, who is here. There's Mary, and we got a phone call from our daughter indicating that she was in the emergency department at McCullough-Hyde. Don't tell her I shared this story, but she went on to tell us that she fell off a bar stool, but she wasn't drinking. So we believe. So while I'm new to Tri-Health, I want you to know that that really what brought me back to Cincinnati was the close, really personal connection between my family and Tri-Health, and even this larger community, including Miami University and McCullough-Hyde. And I'm thrilled to be a part of the organization that John Proud has so capably led over the past 17 years, that started with a partnership, a joint venture, if you will, between Good Samaritan Hospital and Bethesda Inc., a two-hospital system, and has grown and flourished into the organization that is now known as Tri-Health, which is a nationally recognized integrated healthcare delivery system made up of 5 hospitals, currently soon to be 6 hospitals as we complete the construction of our new rehabilitation hospital, acute rehab hospital that's located in Norwood and will open just in a few short months. We are thrilled about the partnership that we now have forged, John and the team have forged with McCullough-Hyde Hospital. And it really, it's a partnership that is very consistent with the roots of Tri-Health. It's a joint venture. Tri-Health was formed as a result of a joint venture. And partnerships are really in the culture of our system. It's how we were formed, it's how we operate, and we see this partnership between Tri-Health and McCullough-Hyde is an opportunity to really work in collaboration with the board, with all of you, with the staff and physicians of McCullough-Hyde, to really continue to grow and develop that hospital, to ensure that world-class care is available here in Oxford, and to ensure that care is available through the strong partnership and the integration of our two organizations, Tri-Health and McCullough-Hyde. So we could not be more excited. Could not be more excited about the partnership and the work that's underway. What I will tell you is that the Tri-Health really is a nationally recognized system. It was just recently our 2 flagship hospitals, Bethesda and Good Samaritan Hospital, just recognized as among the best hospitals in Ohio, tied for the 5th best hospitals in Ohio. And there are more than 220 hospitals in Ohio. And your partner organization, Good Sam and Bethesda, are among the top 5 best in the state. So you picked the right system, and we're going to work very closely with the leadership team and the board to ensure that McCullough-Hyde continues to grow and thrive and really bring all of the clinical services and programs that can best serve this community to this community. I was told I have 2 minutes. I think I've exhausted my 2 minutes. But I would, before I close, I would like to just take a moment and introduce some of the team that are with us from Tri-Health. Could the Tri-Health executives please stand? I see Dee in the back of the room, Mike Croft and Donna. Please give them a round. Oh, and Steve Momback. Steve, give them a round. Thank you guys for joining me here. And now, without any further ado, I'd like to invite to the podium Brian, your CEO, and Mary Bennett. Thank you very much. It's great to be here.